Hello everyone, it's Lauren here on the Shade Drops. I am so happy to see all of you once again for this very last live stream of the season, maybe of the year. I don't know, maybe, except if we have some national finals very early next season, it might be the last one of the year. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know it was expected to have this stream last week, but I needed to take some time to process all of the results. So here we are now. Here I am for the debrief of the Eurovision 2020-2025 Grand Final, 8 days after. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about the grand final, the contest in general this year, everything that happened. Hello, Borson. I am so happy to see you here. Thank you for joining me in this last stream of the year. It's been a real pleasure this Eurovision season with you always in the chat. So thanks a lot for being here. I hope you experienced a nice Eurovision final despite the stressful last moments of the televote, but we will get to those. Just before I start, I'm gonna ask for all of you, as always, to please put a little like, subscribe. You can follow me on Blue Sky and Instagram. In the off season, I will try to do some maybe weekly Eurovision news when I have the opportunity to. When there are news to talk about, like I don't know if it would be each Monday. Maybe I'm gonna do one tomorrow. I'm not sure of it, as I'm gonna cover some news of this week in this live stream. But if I get material, I might do Eurovision news on Mondays, and till then I'll just wait for the next season and Eurovision Junior and everything. Yeah, Borson, the drama. That's a great way to describe the Eurovision 2025 Grand Final. Uh, I'm gonna talk about all that happened there, all of the results, everything. So we're here for a little bit of time, I think. First of all, I wanted to talk about the hosts. So during the semifinals, we had Hazel Brugger, and Sandra Studer. Uh, and during the grand final, Michelle, what was her last name again? Let me make sure that I get this one right. Michelle Hunziker. Honestly, I liked the addition of the new host in the grand final. It was not like needed, but she did a pretty good job. Though she sounded like she smoked 5 packs of cigarettes before the grand final, but she still was a lot of fun. I also wanted to say that I think that Hazel might be my favorite Eurovision host. She was so freaking funny during the semifinals and the final. I think she gets my award of best Eurovision host in at least recent years, as she was absolutely hilarious. Overall, I think Switzerland did a really great job hosting this Eurovision. We had such a light, great mood, great atmosphere. It was really a great year, atmosphere wise, until some point that we reached. But yeah, I think that this was a great year. So yeah, the hosts, quickly talked about them. Loved the hosts, loved the hosting from Switzerland. So I am going to get to the results. So we're going to talk about each country's results one by one in the grand final. So I'm going to put Eurovision World on the screen, maybe, so to show the rankings and all, so you can all see where we are at. All right. First of all, yeah, let's start with San Marino. San Marino got the last place of the grand final, which is it's their worst result in the grand final, but it was already a win for them to qualify. It was their, I think, fourth qualification, like Valentina Monetta, Serhat, Senhit, and now Gabri Ponte. Yeah, there hasn't been any other qualifications, although there should have. Mostly Chrysalide and Chain of Lights. Yeah, I loved Chain of Lights, San Marino 2015. What an underrated gem. Was San Marino's last place a surprise? I don't think so, honestly. It was not my predicted last. I think I predicted Spain to end up last of the grand final. But San Marino ending up last is not that surprising to me. Already with the juries, I'm gonna see exactly where it was. Yes, second last with the juries and 20th with the televote. So it was not last place in any of the two votes, San Marino. But I'm gonna remove this quickly. I'm just gonna put it when we get to another country so I can show you. But the thing here with San Marino is that neither votes really gave it enough points to help it avoid the last place. Like it got 20th in the televote, but with 18 points, so it was not enough to get past a song like Spain that did better than it in the jury vote, but worse in the televote, and not by a lot, worse by like 8 points. I think San Marino. Well, the first problem is that it's San Marino, so tiny country like that, it's a bit like the Malta thing with the televote. They tend to not do great, even though Serhat had a pretty fabulous televote in 2019. He was like, I think, in the top 10 that year. But well, it baffles me in a positive way that San Marino sent Florida and Gabri Ponte, and their best result still comes from a Turkish dentist. That's fantastic. I think it's Ewan who said that on Blue Sky, and I laughed so much. But it's actually really fantastic. That means the name doesn't do it all. But I liked San Marino this year. I mean, I'm gonna say basically that I like all the songs except for a few. Uh, but I think the problem I had a little bit was the staging. I really, really did not like San Marino's staging this year. It was very static. I did not get a lot of energy from it. Also, by the way, I did not like how they did not credit the singers of San Marino's entry. Like we only have Gabri Ponte, Tutta l'Italia. I wish they had credited the singers because they did pretty good. Honestly, they had some solid vocals. I did not like the masks, but well, that's not their choice. But yeah, San Marino ending up last, not surprising. Sad for them. I would not say so because, as I told you, qualifying already is great enough. Actually, seeing now their points distribution, yeah, that makes sense. Like the 18 from Italy, apparently it swept the Italian televote, got points from Albania, got points from Malta, got 1 point from Cyprus jury. Yeah, I mean it makes sense the San Marino result to me. So right after it, and yeah, congrats San Marino already for qualifying. That's a win for me. San Marino qualifying is already a win. After San Marino, we've got Iceland, who has gotten the 25th spot in the grand final. I really, really like the staging this year for Iceland. They elevated this song. It was so much better than in the national final. In the national final, I thought it look fine, but I missed something here with the Minecraft themes, the little volcano behind this kind of boat that they did. It was very very fun staging. I really like what the two brothers did there. So really nice entry. Very fun, and I am happy that they got a pretty decent televote score. Like you're gonna tell me, 33 points is not a lot, but like you're 17th. You've beaten Armenia, you beat Luxembourg, you beat Malta. Like you did beat some countries. They did pretty well. And Yeborsen, Iceland did great in their semifinal. I'm gonna go back to the semifinal results a bit later because there's some weird shit that happened in the semifinals. There's some really weird stuff that happened in the semifinals. And let's show the semifinal one results to see where Iceland was. So Iceland was sixth in the semifinal. I did not put them as a qualifier, but they qualified very, very easily. 53 points more than the 11th, that was Cyprus. So they were ultimately an easy qualifier and 100% televote. Like they got the 12 from Sweden, the Netherlands loved it, rest of the world, Norway, Croatia, Estonia, Cyprus, everyone gave it some pretty solid points. And looking at their let's get here. Points distribution in the grand final compared to the semifinal. So we got 10 points from Denmark, who was not in the semifinal. We got 6 points from Finland, who was not in the semifinal either. Then we get the 5 from Sweden, so you come from 12 to 5. 5 points from Estonia, 3 points from Norway. The Dutch televote disappeared. Like literally, the 10 from the Netherlands that they got in the semifinal completely disappeared in the grand final. So I don't know. It's when you look at their semifinal televote, you would think that they could have had an even better televote in the grand final. Still, I think it's a very good televote score. Honestly, 33 points is pretty solid. The 0 from the juries, that was to be expected. That was to be fully expected. It's not a jury song. But yeah, I'm looking at this and I'm like, where did the rest of the world points go? Where did the Dutch points go? Where the hell? Like, they're gone. They're not there anymore. But yeah, good job, Vibe. They brought a great vibe to yep, to Eurovision 2025. They had a really fun song, and it was quite a pleasure to listen to that entry and have it grow on me. Wait, first actually, from the studio version to the national final, it faded on me. I ended up being like only like okay, it's okay, not too good. Then again liking it, and yeah, quite liking it now. I had quite a journey with that song. All right. Right after that, we are gonna talk about Spain. Melody, Esa Diva. I am so happy that she avoided the last place. I am like actually so happy that Spain did not end up last because it was my prediction for last place. I was like, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. She got 24th. It's a bottom three result, but at least it's not last, and that was what I was scared about. 21st with the juries, 27 points. 22nd with the televote, 10 points. 24th overall, 37 points. Uh, I think I wish she would have gotten more because I really, really love that song, but that's a result to be expected. Actually, she got more points than I thought she would, which is a good thing. It makes me quite happy for her and for that song. That's such a great song and great performance. I love the staging. Her vocals were really great despite all the moving around she did. Loved it. Loved that performance. She brought fire, literal fire to the stage. And yeah, the when we look at the points, we actually the highest point that it got from the vote, it's a 10 points from the Albanian jury, which is pretty nice. Then you got the 6 from Portugal. I hope the Portuguese jury would have given it a little something. But yeah, pretty nice set of points here for Spain, avoiding the last place. Bottom three, yeah, but honestly, from their national final, who would have avoided the bottom three? J. Cabello? Maybe. I'm not sure. It would have been bombed by the juries. Same thing. And with the televote, maybe I'd gotten more than 10 points, but I don't know if he could have avoided like bottom five. So I still think Spain did a good choice in Melody. I'm curious to see Benidorm Fest next year. I'm curious if they're going to change it a little bit. Have I hope Spain can, like, next year maybe shoot for a top 15 or left side of the scoreboard, because since Chanel, the results, I mean, they haven't been catastrophic. Do not get me wrong, but they haven't been as good as expected. Like, well, last year, actually, Nebulosa did better than I expected, but it's 22nd. So, and Blanca Paloma, I'm guessing they were very disappointed by the 17th place. I mean, I'm one who thinks 17th is a good result, but with the hype that Blanca Paloma had, remember we were hyping her up for a potential top five? I always thought that the televote might not like her that much, but well, 5 points, that was surprising to me. But yeah, I think Spain, they should. I hope they'll try for a top 15 next year. Maybe bring back Tanchugueiras to the national final. That would be nice to have Tanchugueiras in Eurovision. Anyway, after Spain, we get to Denmark in the ranking. Denmark qualifying had me so happy. So that's why you know, no matter what results Denmark would get in the final, they won already by qualifying, by making it out of the semifinal. They were eighth uh, in the semifinal, made it by like 20 points, 20 points lead on Australia, which is solid. I'm still kind of hating myself because in my pre-rehearsals predictions, I had called Denmark and I had called it in my bold prediction video uh, before the rehearsals predictions. And like I said in that bold prediction video, that Portugal would make it, Denmark would make it, Poland would be a jury darling, Switzerland would be a jury darling. I ended up not predicting Portugal and Denmark to qualify. That tells you, listen to your instincts. Listen to your instincts first. Do that, and because Denmark, I think I have a problem with the staging, but I think the song is so good and Sisal is so amazing. I am so happy they qualified. And yeah, well, 2 points from the public. Thank you, Iceland, for these 2 points. It's probably a bit disappointing, but I think it's already a win to have made it. And actually, if you look at it, Denmark got a pretty nice jury score. It was 17th with the jury with 45 points. And fun fact, Denmark got as much jury points than Albania. Both got 45 points. I'm gonna come to Albania's jury points soon. Don't worry about that. I know you all you all are seated for that one. So I'm happy that the juries did give Denmark some love in the final. The televote did not really, but honestly, she had like a wonder, maybe the best reaction I saw to a "I'm sorry" 2 points. She actually thought it was hilarious. Bless her. One of the more likable contestants this year, I think, Sisal. Wonderful, wonderful person, wonderful singer. Great song, Hallucination. Love it. A friend told me that she was teasing a comeback already. And I'm like, yeah, Denmark, you can send Sisal every year now. And I'm fine with it. I'm completely fine with you sending her every year. So great job to Denmark. After Denmark, so 22nd and same amount of points than Denmark, 47 points. We have Luxembourg. And I actually, honestly, I'm surprised by where the highest points to Luxembourg are coming from. Like, you would expect right here to have France, Belgium, maybe the Netherlands or something. But no, the countries that connected the most there, well, the Netherlands is right here, but nothing from the televote. Like, the countries who connected the most with La Poupée Monte le Son are Montenegro, who gave it 8 with the televote and 4 from the juries, and Albania, who gave it 8 from the televote. And that's actually very nice. France gave it only 1 point in the televote. I thought it would be like 6 or 7 points from France in the televote. and I liked the song. I think the staging was brilliant, honestly. But the one thing I want to show you, remember here in the grand final, 8 points from Montenegro from the televote, 1 point from France. Now, gonna look at the semifinal result. 1 point from Montenegro in the semifinal, 10 points from France. There is a disconnection between semifinal results and grand final results that I find quite interesting this year, and that I don't really manage to understand. Like here, you get the one from Montenegro, but they give it 8 in the grand final. I don't know. Uh, Hello there, Anduali. I'm very happy to see you here. Thanks a lot for coming. We're talking right now about Luxembourg. I'm doing all countries one by one, going by the ranking. So after Luxembourg, we go Portugal, Armenia, UK until we reach Austria. But yeah, Luxembourg, I think I was gonna say the running order may have hurted, but I don't know if early running orders are a bad thing anymore. I think early running orders, now that the vote is open from start to finish, they may not be a horrible thing. Like Estonia was third in the running order, got a huge televote. Austria was pretty early in the running order, and they all got pretty big televotes. So I wonder if with this votes open from the start of the grand final, which is something that I don't really like. I'd rather them open the votes after everyone performed. But since we're doing that, I don't know if having an early running order really hurts you that much. I'm not sure. But Luxembourg, I thought would be a bit higher in the ranking, like around 16th. But I think 22nd is a perfectly acceptable result. And they got like 22nd with the juries, 19th with the televote. They maybe expected a bit more from the televote. I don't know. But it's still a fine result. It's their second edition since their comeback. It's a second qualification. The result is not as good as Tali last year, but Tari also did not get a great televote score. She got mainly pushed by the juries in the grand final, I believe. Like, yeah, right here, Luxembourg this year is 19th with the televote. Last year, they were 17th. So last year was mostly a jury push that got them into that left side of the scoreboard result, and they did not have that jury push this year. Still, I think Luxembourg can be proud of their entry. All right, and right after them is Portugal, who got 21st of the second of the grand final. Where what am I doing? Okay, yeah, I was still on the semifinal. So yeah, the 21st of the grand final, Portugal. Uh, the they got a bit hurt by the televote there. I must say, I expected the juries to give Portugal a bit more love. That's the first thing. Second thing, where the fuck is Spain? I'm gonna repeat. Look at the countries who gave points to Portugal. Where the flying fuck is Spain? Also interesting to see got points from only two different countries in the televote, which is Luxembourg and France. Actually, my French friends told me they quite liked Portugal, so that's interesting. I think Portugal already, okay, they're, as I said earlier, I think I said that with San Marino, they won by qualifying. They were ninth in the semifinal. And let's look quickly at who helped them qualify from the semifinal. And let's share this one. So they got a pretty much almost everyone voting for them in the semi. Then you get in the final, there are way more entries, so you don't get as much support as in the semi, but it was enough for them to qualify and to get a pretty decent result. Spain robbed its a crown highest points Spain got from the public. Yeah, that was honestly that was to be expected. I'm just really happy that Spain did not get last. Not gonna lie to you, I'm just happy that Spain did not get the last place. She should be way higher. I agree. I loved Spain this year. If it was up to me, it would be on the left side of the scoreboard. But yeah, I am just happy that she did not end up last. And Portugal right here, honestly, I did expect them to get a higher jury score. I thought the composition of the song, would be more jury bait, and they pretty much like ballads a lot. And like it got 19th with the jury. Like I was pretty surprised to see like a song like Armenia beating it in the jury. No dig towards Armenia, but like I thought Portugal was more of a jury song. Germany got a better jury score. I also thought Portugal was more of a jury song than Germany, for example. Yeah, I thought Portugal would do better in the grand final. But it's still a great result for them to have qualified. Remember that in the 2010s, they qualified, I think, twice in 2010, in 2017, where they won. 2018, they were pre-qualifiers. So yeah, in the 2010s, they qualified twice, 2010 and 2017. And now in this current decade, they qualified in 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, and 2025. They're on a 5 years qualification streak. If someone had told me that 10 years ago, I would not have believed it. But yeah, Portugal is on a 5 years qualification streak, which is honestly pretty pretty fantastic. And yeah, okay, so that's for Portugal. And right after Portugal in the ranking, we just talked about him. Also, my opinion. Oh, wait, Anduel said Portugal this year, not my cup of tea. I thought it was a pretty nice, chill song, honestly. I thought it was actually a really nice entry. So Armenia actually one of my biggest growers this year. If you follow the channel, you know that I had Armenia as a last place in my personal ranking for a while. But honestly, Parg was phenomenal. He was really excellent. Loved his performance. Loved the staging. I must say though, I don't mind the fact that he stopped listening to the performance. Pretty much the opposite, but like he, even during the result show, he was topless. I was like, man, the voting ended. So that was a pretty funny moment, I thought. So far, Estonia never got 0 points, and Ukraine always qualified to the finals. Yeah, Ukraine has an insane qualification rate. Truly, one of the two countries with 100%. The other one being Luxembourg, but that's like two additions in the semifinal system, so we're not gonna count that. Actually, about Armenia, interesting thing, it was 10th in the semifinal. So it was the last country to qualify by 10 points. By exactly 10 points here. And here, where can I get their semifinal distribution? Here it is. So in the semifinal, they got their 12 from Georgia and Israel. Pretty much expected the 12 from Georgia. So without Georgia in their draw, Australia would have been in. But I'm pretty happy that Armenia is the one who made it there. 8 from France, that's to be expected. Like France always gives high points to Armenia. I think Armenia got a very logical result here. Like you get 42 points from juries who appreciated like the vocal performance, his energy. 30 points from the televote. Uh, so that makes you 18th on both, 20th overall. I think it was the expected result for Parg. I don't think Armenia expected a lot more. Uh, This year, Israel did a sneaky collecting trick. We're gonna get to them. Not right now. Don't worry. We're gonna get to them. I'm gonna get to that subject. But Armenia, I think, did get a pretty good result. I mean, the qualification. I was not seeing it qualifying before I saw the rehearsal clip. Like when I saw the rehearsal clip of Park running around, hitting them notes, and giving that really strong vocal performance, I thought, okay, this is in. And yeah, they made it thanks to great staging. And honestly, when you look at their national final this year, their national final was actually pretty awful. Like it was a bad national final. There was nothing there. And they managed to get a ultimately good performance from there. I still have a problem with the I'm a survivor, staying alive thing, but I don't mind it as much as I did before I got used to it, let's say. And ultimately, yeah, you get another qualification. That's, I think they're second in a row. I'm not 100% sure. I think it is their second qualification in a row. They qualified last year with La Daniva. No, they also qualified in 2023 with Brunette. Yeah, yeah, Brunette made it in 2023 and 2022. Did they qualify? I gotta check. What did? Yeah, Rosalind. So that's not only the second in a row. It's the fourth qualification in a row. Like pretty great qualification streak for Armenia too right now. Congrats to them. Um, Hello TMOAM, happy to see you. Park still didn't sing the main parts of the song. You mean the la 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 Survivor? Yeah, they did use backing track for that one. So I guess that took some jury points away from it. I was, by the way, pretty surprised by the Maltese jury 12. I did not expect that. France being the one who gives the highest points to Armenia is not really surprising to me, even though I thought Georgia would be there. But yeah, the la Survivor being back in track. I mean, he was running around, so he could not do it all. Yeah, I get where you're coming from. Last year, Luxembourg composed their song "Sneak Away," connected or combined different previous famous ESC song choruses. Did they? Okay. I quite liked Luxembourg last year, honestly. Fighter. Yeah, that was a pretty nice song. Right after Armenia, the 19th in the ranking is the United Kingdom. 88 points, 10th in the jury vote, 0 in the televote. I swear to God, if you saw my reaction video to the televote, you'll see that when they were announcing the United Kingdom, I was just like, please not 0. Don't give them a 0. They deserve a few points. Like vocally, it was great. The staging, yeah, was not great the staging, but it was fun. It was a fun song, fun performance, great vocals. I'm sad that it got a jury public 0. It did not deserve a public 0. Yeah, poor UK. But they got top 10 from the jury, so that's still pretty nice. But the 0 from the televote still kind of hurts. The 12 point from Italy, I'm not gonna understand the 12, but it's pretty nice that they got their moment to celebrate 12 points to the UK. I don't think any of us expected that. But yeah, the Italian jury, by the way, aren't they the ones who gave 12 points to Denmark in 2019? For Love is Forever? Love is Forever. Yeah, that was the last Danish qualification before Sisal. But yeah, the UK, it's I didn't get the UK at first or second listen. Third, I started to like it a bit. That was the main problem with the song. Staging so bad. You have a point there. Like I enjoyed the UK at the first 2 listens, but like I did not really like it. I enjoyed it, but I started like really appreciating it at the third, fourth listen. Yes, so maybe it's a song that grows on you. The staging, yeah, I think people got put off a little bit by the moment where they laugh together. I thought it was a pretty sweet moment, even though you can see that, yeah, it was acted, kinda. But I know a lot of people who were a bit put off by that moment, a bit too theatrical. Yeah, I was not a big fan of the staging for the UK. But yeah, I still wish they got like 1 point from Ireland or something, just not the zero. This song and performance did not deserve a zero. But yeah, I mean it's almost the same result as All Alexander last year. They just did better with the juries, I think. Yeah, last year Ole Alexander was 13th with the juries, and this year they were 10th with the juries. So they did better with the juries than Ole Alexander. Same score for the televote and 1 place lower, but with 42 points more. Would have been better they just standing there singing with the music video playing on the back screen. That does not sound like a good staging, but it does sound a bit better than what they had. It was a bit of a mess. Ole Alexander's song was actually pretty cool. I really liked Ole Alexander's song, and it was, I think, one of my favorite stagings last year. I actually really loved that staging that they had last year. So I was pretty sad when he got the televote 0 points. I did not expect it, felt unfair. But yeah, this year they're again getting a similar kind of result, and I don't know, maybe it feels frustrating for them, but at least they're not again bottom five and all. Like there was a period where they were like always in the bottom five, and now they haven't been there last year. They have been there this year. 2 years ago, yeah, well, Mae Muller, it was not the song's fault, and they had the Sam Ryder moment. So I hope they don't feel too disencouraged. Like I think they're doing pretty well. They just need like to get something a bit more televote friendly. Just get something more televote friendly and keep the jury appeal, so you can maybe get a better song. Now that's not what I wanted to do. Here's what I wanted to do. All right, 18th Norway. I I am so happy you got a good televote score. So I adore this song Lighter. Like where when it was released for Melody Grand Prix, I liked it. It was not the biggest fan of it, but I liked the song, and I ended up absolutely loving it. Uh, the meaning behind the song in itself, the performance, loved it. His vocals were not the best on the night, but I think it was still all right. It was never a jury kind of song, so yeah, 23rd with the jury is only 22 points is understandable. But I'm very happy he got a good televote score, like 67 points, 12 with the televote. That's pretty darn good. And you got there the 8 from Iceland, the 10 from Ukraine, points from here from Czechia, Malta, Azerbaijan. I'm actually surprised that Swedish televote didn't give it anything, and Denmark is not even there. But I am really happy that Carl Alessandro managed to get a solid result. Already being in the final was good. It was an expected qualifier, but it's great that it did make it to the final. And 18th, I think, is like I actually predicted it to end up 18th in the grand final, so I'm pretty proud of that prediction, to be honest. And I think they should be like, okay, we almost got in the televote top 10. Let's try to keep on going. And once again, my camera fucking freezed. So I'm gonna. Jesus fuck. This fucking camera. Always with that. Oh my god. Wait. This is fucking hilarious. Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep on talking for now while I try to solve this camera problem. But Norway actually recently has had this thing where they get some pretty good televote results. It's gonna drive me fucking nuts. Swear to God. Okay, I tried multiple things. Okay, maybe. All right, I am back. I am back. Finally. Oh my God, this freaking camera. So yeah, got some little issue there. So Norway, they they have a bad history with juries. Actually, like we talk a lot about juries underestimating Poland, but Norway, I mean, they never actually sent jury bait recently, but Alessandra Mela did better with the juries. Tix did better with the juries. Subwoofer did not do good either. Carla Alessandro also did not do good with the juries, but that was clearly not a jury song. But they do not send jury songs. No way. So maybe that's the simple reason. But the televote always likes them. Well, apart from Gotha, but they got a great televote score here. Alessandra Meda was top 3 with the televote, I think. Kano won the televote. Subwoofer had a great televote result. So in Norway, just keep on riding the televote wave until it gets you another great result. I think this one is a good result. And I'm very happy, yeah, that Carla Alessandro with this song and the meaning that this song has for him and all managed to get a pretty decent result. All right, okay. Now this one is actually pretty interesting. Malta. So I had Malta as my surprise non-qualifier for quite a while. It ended up being 17th in the grand final, so it qualified and got a pretty solid result for Malta, their best one since 2021. Now the thing is, we see that serving, I was gonna say Kant, actually what it wanted to say Kant, but I'm like, let's use its official name. Got 83 points from the juries. And Dually, yep, I do have a Discord account. There is a Discord server for only shade drops actually, but it is not active, so it's not an. I had the link in the description for quite a lot of videos, but like the Discord server is a bit dead. But I do have a Discord account. If you want it, you can message me on Blue Sky or Instagram. The links are in the description below, and I will send it to you with great pleasure. So, okay, here's the interesting thing about Malta. So, you get the juries that gave it 83 points, ranked it 12th, and the televote gave it 8 points, ranked it 23rd with a song that is arguably a more televote song than jury song. Why do I think this result is not that surprising? All right, Anduelli. So you know what? You know what we're gonna do? Since yeah, these streams are a mess. So there you go. I'm gonna send my freaking Discord in the chat. So if anyone wants to be on Discord, there you go. How do I copy this script? So yeah, Malta. Actually, it has this history with the televote and the juries. Malta never did better than 14th in the televote in the last 11 years. Their best result since 2014 is there you go, Anduali. I posted my Discord in the YouTube chat, so there you go. If you want to contact me, you can send me a DM. Let's talk Eurovision, as would Matt from ESC United say. So Malta, since 2014, Their best result with the televote was 14. That's the televote does not like Malta. The juries love Malta. They always get this overperformance in the jury score and underperformance with the televote. Also, I think that the staging, the references, the little jokes, I think that the casuals did not really get it. Like the whole diva not down stuff, I think that's the thing that us Euro fans understood. I thought it was funny as hell, honestly. But the casuals, those that discover the song during the night, I don't think they got it. And then you add to this the thing that Malta does not do well with the televote, and you get this result. I think the 17th place is fantastic for Malta, and they should try to keep on going that way. Get another qualification to the final next year would be fantastic for them. Malta has had a good strategy, flirting with the hardcore ESC fans to get it through the semi, just like Iceland and Denmark. Yeah, I agree. It was a song really for the bubble. And since in the semi-final you get way more Eurofans than casuals voting, then you manage to get this song through the semi-final. But then in the grand final, the casuals don't get it, and Malta has that bad televote record, so that you cannot get a great result. I mean, it's a great result for Malta, this, but you will not have a great televote. But the juries, as always, kind of save the day for them. And I'm actually, even though I don't like the song, I'm a bit pissed that the televote really never appreciates Malta. So I'm happy that the juries helped Miriana here, even though the song was my personal last of the grand final. And she had a strong vocal, so that helped for the juries. But they always give some pretty good scores to Malta. But if the televote, they hate them. That's just, I think it's sad. But yeah, it's still a very very good result for Malta. All right, right after Malta. Wait, what the fuck? Yep, there we go. After Malta, Lithuania. I'm happy I was wrong about this one. I'm very happy I was wrong about this because I predicted it to be in the bottom five of the final. They ended up having a pretty solid score. Uh, yeah, 16th, you 20th with the juries, 13th with the televote. It's pretty a pretty solid result. Although the Molda song meaning conceptions doesn't fit Eurovision, I don't know. I think Eurovision should be more open to this kind of stuff. I think the EBU should be way more open to that. Honestly, ESC is family friendly. Yeah, I don't think that the counter joke would have hurt that much. Honestly, like I think Eurovision should be a bit more open about that. To be honest. But Lithuania, great song, great performance, loved it. Really happy that the televote gave this the love it deserves. We know that there's a bit of the Lithuanian diaspora right there that helped. But yeah, just it's a great result for the televote. The juries did not really like it. Well, I mean, they didn't dislike it. Like, they still gave it 34 points, which is not that low. And yeah, overall, you get a nice 16th place. Tacky songs never do well. Well, I wouldn't say that Malta did badly. I think honestly it did better than I expected. So it kind of did well. And tacky, yeah, I don't know. It's actually I think I'm gonna talk a bit more of that subject soon because I wonder like the dissonance sometimes between the bubble and the casual voters. How big is that dissonance? Yeah, that's an interesting point. But Lithuania, as I said, great. I think it's a very good result for them. They keep on going with the qualifications. They didn't get to the left side of the scoreboard, but they were not far away from it. In terms of points, they were far away from it, but not in terms of ranking. Like so far, we haven't had a song above 100 points, and the next one, who's 15th, Germany will be at 151 points. So Lithuania was the best one of the songs that got under 100 points overall. My voice is starting to hurt, so I'm gonna have a quick sip. Ah. All right, so I am really happy for Lithuania. Like I think this is a solid result for them, and in the semifinal they made it quite easily. Six in the semi, like they had a 62 points lead on the 11th. So great job, Lithuania. Now let's get to Germany. Ich la 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 la. And I must say, I am positively surprised by the jury score. So you got here 77 points from the juries, 74 from the televote, 13th from the juries, 11th from the televote, and 15th overall. This is a fantastic result for Germany. They did not get to the left side of the scoreboard like last year, but it's still a top 15. And considering where Germany was 2 years ago, them ending up, I think it was 12th last year and 15th this year is very, very good. Um, I love German song many years. Yeah, I'm very often a big fan of Germany in Eurovision. I especially love 2022 Malik Harris Rock Stars. I love that one. It was my third of the year. Such a great song. I love this year Germany song. It's a solid one. I liked it. I did not like it in the national final, but it grew on me. And honestly, Tina improved so much vocally. Like she really made some huge progress compared to the national final. Okay, the thing for my mouse just broke, so I'm gonna do without. Malik Harris underestimated, underrated. Yep, he was robbed. He was robbed. I will never understand that zero that he got from the juries. So Germany they got a great result. I thought this would be last with the juries. It got close to be top 10. It was left side of the juries. I did not see that coming. But yeah, it's a very solid song. The staging was good. I love the shots on Abor when he was playing that cello. It was so good. They get a pretty high amount of points, 151. That's solid. That's very solid. They were like 7 points close to the left side of the scoreboard. So Germany can have some real positive memories from this year. Um, it's weird how such a mess of a national final managed to get them a song that will get a good result. Like sometimes you may have a shit show of a national final, but if you just have the song, like one of them that could do well in Eurovision, and you select that one, and there you go, you have a good result. It's like Moldova when they sent Trenoletul. Like their national final was not good at all, but they had Trenoletul in it, and they got this fantastic result in the grand final. So yeah, you can have bad national finals, but great Eurovision entries. You just need to select the right one. And also, they got the Austrian 12 from the televote, but a zero from the juries, which is something that I thought was a little bit surprising. But yeah, I don't know. After Germany, we're getting closer to the left side of the scoreboard, but this one is kind of a big one we need to discuss. Poland. 139 points from the televote. So that's equal to the 7th place from the televote. 17 points from the juries. That's 24th. Bottom three with the juries. I did not expect Poland to get a good jury score. Honestly, I thought Poland would get a meh jury score. Like the song, I love the song, but it was a bit messy from the juries. I know that. I wish they would have given it more. Like they appreciate great vocals. They vote some entries on vocals, and like this one had insane vocals. Uh, Yeah, TMOAM. I was getting to that. No singing in the recap video, just her hanging mid-air. What the fuck was that recap video for Poland? That was honestly maybe the worst one. Yeah, like TVP, sometimes they have some choices, and not always some good choices. Like they have some real mess of choices. I don't know what the hell they're thinking. Whether it was with the staging last year, or with like the shaking for Ochman, and now using that clip in the recap, that was a very bad choice. But Poland, I saw a lot of Polish people being mad at the results. I don't think you can be a bit mad at the juries, but I don't think like did they expect the jury to give them high points? I don't think so. Like it was never expected for the jury to give some high points to Poland. But like they should be really happy with the score they got from the televote. And earlier we were talking about Malta's best result with the televote being 14th in the past 11 years. Poland's best result with the juries in the past 15 years was 14th too. It was with Ochman. And yeah, do the juries have like negative bias on Poland? I don't know. Ochman, I think the problem with the staging, I think if I have to take one jury score for Poland that I thought was going to be higher and maybe should have been higher, is 2016 Color of Your Life. I thought that one was probably a song that would get a top 10 with the juries. So I thought that the jury score for that one was really unfair. Of course, I wanted Ahman to get a higher jury score too, and this one too. But jury always fair. Don't really agree with that one, but uh, I do think there's a bit of negative bias. I don't know where it's coming from. I do not think it affected this result that much. Like I think the maximum Poland with that song could have gotten from the Jews like 30 points. I think 17 is a bit low. I think Poland still got a very good result, like 14th. That's really good. It's a song that uh, what what more could that song have achieved? I don't know. You gave it all with the staging. Justina gave it all with the performance. Got a top 10 from the televote with more than 100 points. So that's a great result in my opinion for Poland, and I hope they keep on going. And I'm very curious that if they send like I don't know Sana with a very jury bait song, what will happen? I think Sana is an artist that could potentially get them a top 5 in Eurovision. Then I also thought the same thing of Ahman. For him, it's like stage presence and staging and all that was the problem, even though the vocals were perfect. But Poland, I think this is a very encouraging result for them. This is a great result for Poland, this 14th place. And they were very close to be on the left side of the scoreboard. And that's where we're going to get Latvia. Oh my god, I'm so happy that I got this one right from the start. Like, if you saw my videos with Eurovision Talk, Ringdal and Ole, a few months ago, we talked about the Latvian national final, and we said that their best option would be Tautu Meitas, and that one could get a left side of the scoreboard result in Eurovision. And they did it. I think that's fantastic that Latvia got such a great result. 116 points from the juries, 7th. 42 points from the televote, 16th. Overall, 13th with 158 points. That's fantastic. It shows that this kind of music is appreciated in Eurovision. They had a stunning staging. I'm so happy for Tautu Meitas. But like an even bigger thing than that, bigger than the 13th spot in the grand final, is their semifinal result. I don't manage to explain it, but I'm so happy about it. Latvia got second of the semifinal. But now, what I don't understand. Let's take like the semifinal votes. Okay, you get the 12 from Lithuania. Rest of the world gives it 10. 10 from Finland, 10 from Czechia, 8 Ireland, 8 UK, 8 Denmark, 8 Germany, 8 Austria. Let's stop right there. So, the rest of the world, gone. Finland, with the televote, 3 points, less than in the semi. Czechia, I don't see them. Ireland, 3 points from the televote, was 8 in the semi. The United Kingdom, 3 points with the televote, 12 from the juries. Denmark, 8 in the semifinal, and 0 from the televote here. So I don't really understand the difference between the televote score and the grand final score, except maybe like it was very appreciated in the fandom, and a lot of us were scared for qualification. So I think the bubble is the one who really pushed it through, got it that second place in the semifinal. But I think it's really like it's insane the difference between the semifinal televote score and the grand final televote score. If they had like, I don't know, 100 points from the televote in the grand final, that would have given them the 10th spot. Like they would have been in the top 10 with that. Okay, so divisive songs, spare you love or dislike it. I'm the latter. Oh no, mumbling is what it sounds like to me. Yeah, it is a love or hate song. I know a lot of people love it. I know a lot of people will strongly dislike it. And like it's what Matt in EC United says, the worst thing in Eurovision is indifference. That's the worst thing. It's indifference. But if you have a love or hate song, well, it can go either way. But sometimes it can go in a very, very good way. Latvia song gave me fairy vibes. Yeah, loved it. It was my number 4 of the year in my personal ranking. I love that song so much. All right. Still got 12 songs there before getting a little bit of looking maybe at non-qualifier results and all. So after Latvia, we have the Netherlands. And that one got a similar result to Latvia. They got the same amount of televote points, but Netherlands were 15th and Latvia 16th. But the Netherlands had a better jury score, 133, which got them an overall 12th spot with 175 points. So the thing here is that I love the Netherlands this year. I think it was a fantastic song. But the jury score is like really, really high. I got top 5 with the juries. It beat Latvia. It beat Sweden. Well, that's maybe not extremely surprising, even though I did see Sweden in front of it. It got like how much more? It got like 90 points more than Albania, and I personally like the Netherlands more than Albania, but his vocals, even though he improved a lot, they were fine, but they were not great. It just like the song is very jury bait, so they got the bait, they caught it, and I'm very happy that it got this top 5 in the jury votes because I love this song. But I don't know. I didn't think it would be that high with the juries. A bit disappointed on the Netherlands. Yeah, I love the song, but I wish the staging was a bit more colorful. Also, I think he forgot his lyrics at the start of the song in the grand final, but he recovered perfectly. He did really great. Albania song is strong. I'm gonna get to Albania soon. Don't worry. But so the Netherlands got a solid result for their comeback. It's a similar result to Esteen, I think, 3 years ago or 2 years ago. I think it was 3 years ago. Esteen, who had yeah, 3 years ago they sent Esteen, who had I think around 12th or 11th. So it's just outside the top 10 because the televote did not like it as much as the juries, which I think is it's fair enough. It's still a nice result. No, that's not what I wanted. Here's what I want. Okay, Finland. I was shocked. Let's talk about Finland now. I was shocked that Finland did not end up in the top 10. I'm going to take a sip just before starting to talk about this one because there's a lot to say. So, was Finland only a bubble thing? Well, first of all, it got a top 10 with the televote. It was 9th. It was 11th with the juries. So it did not like bomb and get a bottom 5 or something or like a gota kind of stuff. But like a lot of us expected this one to get maybe a medal. Some hyped it up for the win. I think it was in the top 5 with the bookies and the odds. I'm gonna quickly check out what the odds were before the final for Finland. The odds had it at number 4. So I'm thinking now, did the maybe this one is on us not understanding the casual voters and like as we saw with Milkshake Man with Australia, with Serving for Malta, with Finland, maybe the casual voters just don't really like the songs that have more sexual themes. I don't know. Maybe people that were watching with their families did not like it. I have no idea. I cannot really explain how it was so low. Found it shouty on the night. Never thought that before. Finland song entertaining. I thought the staging was pretty brilliant for that one. It's Sergio Jaén did the staging. It's the same who did Austria, Bambita last year, and also Cyprus this year. And yeah, maybe it's just we did not understand like the casual voters on this one. I think the jury is also would I thought they would have given it more. Like with the performance of Erika Wikman, it was not in my personal top 10, even though I like the song, but I thought the juries would give it more points than they did. They ranked it 11th. And it only getting 108 points from the televote was surprising to me, but I don't know. Maybe the whole Ich komme thing did not click with casual voters. I don't know. I find it hard to explain how Finland did not end up in the top 10. Maybe it's just, yeah, it was more of a bubble thing. And also because Erika Wikman was already very appreciated in the Eurovision fans community because of Cicciolina. I never liked Cicciolina, but I did like Ich komme, even though it was not one of my favorites of the year. I thought it was a decent song, elevated by a great performer. Yeah, I don't know how. I think I predicted it to get the bronze medal. Like it was I like feeling more of a multi. Yeah, same thing, but I think like I don't know, maybe parents did not like this one, or I don't know. My mom hated Erika. Okay, then maybe it explains it. Maybe like the parents, more casual voters that watch with their kids, did not like the more sexual themes of the song. I don't know. It's a bit like yeah, it was more of a bubble thing. I think yeah, ultimately the answer is that it was more of a bubble thing. So if Finland ended up 11th of the Eurovision Grand Final. And now we're getting into the top 10 and Switzerland. Someone explain to me How and why did Switzerland get a zero from the televote? Like, we take Finland getting outside of the top 10. We're like, okay, maybe casual voters didn't get like the more sexual themed songs. And I don't know, we take other songs, we try to explain it. This one I cannot explain for my life. Like, the jury score was expected, a huge jury score, 214 points, number 2 with the juries. And I think it's a great song, great performance, magnificent staging, great vocals. But what happened with the televotes? What's wrong with all of you? Why that zero? I don't. I real. Is it because it's a song that relied more on the text and the non-French speaking people? But even France did not. Is it the host country? Okay, yeah, Borsen maybe they were like not Switzerland again. You saw Switzerland getting a bit more hype and all, and people did not were tired of the host country thing. But like usually the host country underperforms, does not get zero from the televote. Like Italy with Mahmoud and Blanco were hyped up for the win. They ended up 6th or 7th, I think, but they did not get to zero from the televote. Tvorci did pretty well as a host entry. Maya Muller did not do too good, but that's I don't know, that was more understandable. Last year, let me focus 2 seconds to remember the host song last year. Yeah, Marcus and Martinez underperformed last year for Sweden. You get it one day. I would like that day to be today. There are some reasons for that. Okay, I would like to know the reasons because I don't understand it. I mean, I expected to see Switzerland underperform with the televote. I expected to be like, I don't know, 40 points, 50 points in my prediction. No, more than that, maybe 70. In my prediction, I think before the grand final, I predicted Switzerland to be 11th with the televote. But zero. I don't. I love Zoe's song, but did not vote for it. Okay, like it was. I mean, I did not vote because, as I told you, broke. But I don't get. Yeah, respect to her. Yeah, she gave such a good performance, and actually ending up top 10 while getting a zero from the televote is quite impressive. Like she really got the juries in the bag, which was deserved. It's a very good song and performance, but I do not understand that televote zero. I'm mad at the televote for it. Come on, guys. Come on. Zero. All right. After Switzerland, Ukraine. Ninth place overall. 14th with the jury, 6th with the televote. They did better than I expected. The big thing, though, for Ukraine is this: they won the semifinal. Now, who would have predicted that? I wouldn't have predicted that. I'm happy for them. Um, I think the song was nice, but I would have never expected it to win the semi. I did not like the staging that much. I wish the garden from Vidbir was still there. But yeah, they got another top 10. It's very nice for Ukraine and Zifferblatt, who were solid. The backing vocalist, fantastic. The vocalist was good. I know the song was appreciated by quite a lot of people, so the televote score ultimately is not that surprising. I've seen a lot of people complain about like Ukraine's televote scores. Listen, it's pretty easy to explain. Apart from like sympathy, there are a few sympathy votes, but it's not the sympathy votes that get it to 158. If you have a song that, oh my god, my voice just broke. Uh, if you had a very weak song, then you would not get to the 158. So it's not only on that, but there's a lot of Ukrainian families that had to leave Ukraine, you know. So you get a stronger diaspora. and they feel nostalgic or they love the country song, so they vote for it. Poland also has that diaspora vote, and I'm not saying it's the reason for that big. I mean, not it's not that big. It's a very good televote score, but it's not top five with the televote. So the war is not like the only reason. There's the song, there's the diaspora. It's a song that was very divisive. I see a lot of people hated it, but I saw a lot of people really, really loving it. So I am not that shocked at their televote score. We need more Ukraine on Eurovision. Ukraine needs also Eurovision. So I will say congrats to them for that top five result. I have an idea for Eurovision to make it possible that there will be no 0 points given. In fact, the lowest point would be one. I'd love for it to be no 0 points in Eurovision, but I don't think that's really possible right now with so many countries. My God, I am slowly losing my voice, by the way, everyone. So we're gonna try to get through the rest in good conditions. I almost ran out of drink. All right, so after Ukraine, we got Albania, and I know a lot of people are mad at the juries for that one. Fifth with the televote, 173 points, and 16th with the jury, 45 points. Total 218 points. Honestly, well, I did not expect the jury to have this in their top five. I think people were a bit delusional by thinking it could win. I don't think it ever had a chance to win, but I did think it had a pretty good shot at the top five. But eighth place, listen, eighth place is fantastic for Albania. The last time they got a top 10, I think, was 2012. I think that's the last Albanian top 10 that there was. I'm going to quickly check it while talking. Like, it's so great for them to be back in the top 10. Yeah, okay, it could have been better without the juries because they were top 5 with the televote. But it was not a song that was going to do great with the jury, but I did think it would do good at least. I did think it would get a 10th place. I find it, yeah, maybe a bit annoying that this one got only 45 points. And I'm like, maybe then juries are more close to this kind of ethno sounds, but they gave 116 points to Latvia. They're not the same songs, they're not really similar, but I mean, in that vibe of juries with ethno Eastern European songs. So I don't think that's the reason. I don't really know what is the reason for it. And like we're saying, Albania maybe could have done much better without like juries. Yeah, I mean, if you okay, let's say they got 10th with the juries. Okay, let's say Albania got right in front of the UK, 90 points. Then Albania would have gotten the top five, and I think a lot of people would have been happier about it. I do think 16th is a bit unfair, and I'm happy for them that they got the top five with the televote. That's fantastic. Because 0 points is humiliating since the countries did put a lot of money for their song. Also, the only effort that the artists are putting in the show. Yeah, I agree. I also hate it when a country gets 0 points. Sadly, that's gonna keep happening. What? Okay. But Albania, yeah, we gotta blame the juries for something, right? So let's maybe blame them for Albania's under. I will not say robbed. I don't think it was robbed. Like I think eighth place. That's probably where it should be. Yeah. But it should have gotten a higher score from the juries. And well, congrats to them for getting a televote top five. I think that's their best televote result in a while, because with Seuss they were top three with the juries, but like eighth with the televote. I think I don't remember exactly. Like the juries did carry Seuss into the top five, and yeah, Albania just Great job with this song. Just hope they continue sending this quality. It will pay off soon. Yeah, they just gotta keep on going. At some point, they're gonna get back into the top 10. Like, they're back into top 5, I mean. They're back into the top 10. First time in 13 years. Let's see what they're gonna do next year. Will they bring something in a similar style? Will they go for a song that's a bit more jury bait? Like, I don't think juries hate Albania or something. They ranked Ugent Bushpepa in their top 10, so that's like a different case than what we talked about for Poland. So I let's just, as you said, hope Albania keeps on going and hoping they will get a great result again next year. So after Albania comes my favorite song of the year, France. 180 points from the juries, third place. 50 points from the televote, 14th. I thought this would get a better televote score, but I think I can kind of explain to myself why it only got 50 points. It's a song that is, if we compare to last year's Slimane, by the way, I prefer this one more than Slimane, even though both were my number ones. I think it's a song that relies more on the lyrics. So if you're not a French speaker already, that's a bit more problematic. It does not have a very big, impressive moment, and for a ballad, for the televote, that's important. And basically, yeah, this year the televote was not really liking ballads that much. I mean, Switzerland got a 0, France underperformed. There are some ballads that did well. Well, one for some reason, and the other one because there was something more to it. But let's get to this later. I just think France maybe did not get the wow factor for a lot of different people. It was my number one of the year, so I wish it had connected more with the televote. But yeah, I can explain that result. And honestly, seventh, that's pretty freaking fantastic. It's a top 10. A lot of delegations would kill for a top 10. And yeah, you can be disappointed because you expected a top 3 with the odds and all, but take it take it as it is. It's a top 10. It's a great result. The juries loved it. The televote did not hate it. It underperformed, but it was 14th. It was in front of the Netherlands, in front of Latvia, a bit Armenia, a bit Malta. Well, it got beaten by a song like Norway and Lithuania. Theory for public votes, Swiss and French appealed for the same voters, canceling each other out. So France ate up all of the points that were supposed to go to Switzerland and still did not. A lot of 11 to 15th places for both songs in the public votes. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, you have two very strong ballads in French. One of them got 50 points, the other one got 0 from the televote. Yeah, it's true they did cancel each other out a bit, so that's unfortunate for them. But yeah, I think the French should be happy with this result. I think Luan said in an interview that she was actually pretty happy about it. She just was, I think, a bit disappointed by the televote. That's normal. All right, next, I think that's the big surprise of the final. That's my biggest surprise of the final. Greece, sixth place. A lot of us had that as a non-qualifier. I had it as a non-qualifier. Wow. 126 points from the televote, so eighth with the televote and eighth with the juries with 105 points. I mean, I'm so happy for them. I 1 second. It's a really good song. Claudia is phenomenal. I just did not like the staging. I thought it was too static. But I'm so happy that people connected to that one. Yeah, great vocals. The vocals were phenomenal. I expected a good jury score. It did do better than I thought with the juries. While I expected a solid score. But the score from the televote, that's what, wow. Like you get the 12 from from Cyprus. That's not surprising. The 12 from Albania. 12. Well, San Marino is a jury, but 10 points from Germany, 7 from Australia, 10 from Luxembourg, 8 from Armenia. The rest of the world gave it 7. Switzerland gave it 7. People connected to this song, and I think that comes from Claudia. So maybe you do not necessarily need a great staging if you have a fantastic vocalist like that. And she carried this one. It's the song is great, the vocalist is fantastic, and they got a wonderful result. Now I will agree with people who told me, yeah, okay, but without the Cyprus votes, it was 10th, not 6th. But still, who would have expected Greece to be in the top 10? Some people did. I was like, Greece top 10? No way. I was wrong. I'm very happy to be wrong about this one because it's a very good song. And I'm really happy people connected to it. Like this whole Mediterranean vibe, the vocals. Yeah, great result, Greece. Okay, now we're gonna get into the top 5. Last year Greece song I didn't like. Zari, oh, I quite liked. I like Zari. Actually, this one got a much better result than Zari. Wow. Italy. Actually, talking about Italy, I just want to say my best friend became obsessed with Volevo Essere Ronduro and Lucio Corsi. We want to listen to a whole album of Lucio Corsi, so I'm happy that he liked it. That he liked it that much. I think us in the bubble underestimated that one because on the night of the grand final, I got a lot of messages, and even after the final, I got a lot of messages from like casual voters, friends of mine who just watched the grand final of Eurovision, who told me Italy is great, Italy is touching. They love the lyrics. I think the lyrics translation that's brilliant. The harmonica did its effect. The jury score is very high. I expected it to be doing very good with the juries, but fourth, don't think I saw that coming. Good message or lyrics? Yeah, the lyrics are fabulous. The lyrics they're fantastic for Italy. Truly fantastic lyrics. And I think putting the translation was simply brilliant. I think it was brilliant. And yeah, they got a top 5. I did not see that one coming. I predicted it to be 12. But yeah, we underestimated the impact maybe that his lyrics and all could have had on the casual audience. And they just really liked that song. And well, of course, it was more of a jury push. But it got top 10 with the televote. So we did not see that get top 10 with the televote. But there's also, I think, the Italian language really helps. Like people love the sound of the Italian language. And which I am not criticizing. I also really like the sound of Italian language. But I think that helps for Italy Eurovision that they have such a beautiful language. And yeah, I'm happy for them. Congrats, Lucio. Great result for them. Okay, now let's get into the serious stuff. Sweden. Why did Sweden underperform? First thing I want to say, it's a great result, fourth place. Like I think that people being like it's a flop are a bit unreasonable. Like it was number 1 for the betting odds, yeah, but ultimately when you take this result as it is, and you're like Sweden ended up 4th in Eurovision, Kai ended up 4th in Eurovision, you're like that's a fantastic result. And when I first listened to the studio version of Kai, like for Melody Festival, I did not think it would be a song that would get 4th with in Eurovision. Then with the live performance and Melody Festival and it beating Manzana Merlot and us all being on the hype train, I thought it would win the televote. But I think there are a few reasons that will explain why it was not televote favorite. Well, let's say televote second place because we know why the televote favorite was the televote favorite. Though this would be public favorite. I agree with you. I thought so too. But I think they were like, okay, three things. First thing, being number one in the odds did not help it. And these guys, they look like the underdogs. Like they have the underdog effect. Uh, I I think that hurt them being number one in the odds. Second thing, there was this whole thing of not wanting to go to Sweden again. I think that also people are like, Sweden winning again. That's not it. And third thing, and yep, TMOAM and Borson, I'm gonna read your comments right after. Tommy Cash. Tommy Cash stole their votes. Tommy Cash just he stole their votes. He beat them at the game of the best fun song. So being the big god favorites didn't help. People didn't vote. They will win anyway. They don't need my vote. Yep. Plus, Tommy Cash supporters were willing to spend money on votes. I told you Tommy was gonna steal the funny song votes. Yeah. Uh, Tommy Cash, like, he's a big reason why Sweden did not get a better score. I just hurt my hand. Why Sweden did not get a better score with the televotes? Like, a lot of people in the bubble thought he looked a bit that he was not likable. I thought he was pretty likable, his character on stage and all, but I mean, the casual audience, I think they fell for, and I love that song, so I'm not criticizing, but the staging was low budget, yeah, but it was very, very effective. Like when we were watching the semi-final performance, or no, I think the grand final performance, I was watching with my dad. He was like looking at his phone, and he looked at the TV, and you had there Tommy Cash doing his hilarious, stupid dance, and my father just started laughing out loud, and I was like, okay, there you go. That's why it's gonna work. Because I think someone on ESC Gabe stream the other day said, so charming dude, making funny moves, singing a funny song, making fun of himself, making fun of Eurovision, and that just worked. So we are talking about Tommy Cash while we were supposed to talk about Sweden, but I think that explains the Swedish result and why Sweden did not get more than 200 points from the televote. The other reason being the Israel, like the televote, what happened with the Israeli televote. Like in the normal year, this would have gotten more than 200 points from the televote. But with what happened, yeah, it did not. So Estonia, yeah, we already were talking about it. Maya's Tommy is second place. Yep, I agree. But yeah, I just want to say about Estonia one thing. I am shocked, and I'm saying this as someone who loves the song, but I'm shocked at the jury score. Because let's be honest, as much as I love Espresso Macchiato and I keep on singing it and I love it, I want to do that dance that he does, but it's impossible. The vocals were awful. So I was like, juries are going to sink this one. Well, no, he was in the jury top 10. And that's why I'm like, okay, Albania is 16th, Estonia is 9th with the juries. That made no sense to me. Really no sense. And I'm saying this as someone who rooted for this one since the start, since ASTLAU. I wanted it to win ASTLAU so much. But I do not understand the jury score. I do wish they gave him 2 more points, though, so he could have gotten that second place. But I think it's fantastic how the televote supported him. He's kind of a televote winner. And yeah, it's, as I said, charming guy, singing a funny song, doing funny dance moves, making fun of himself, making kind of fun of Eurovision. It's, yeah, Great job, Estonia. I did not see it ending up that high. I did not predict this one. I thought it would end up like eighth or something overall, but a medal, that's fantastic. Okay, now let's get to the big ass elephant in the room, Israel. So you want to tell me that a ballad, France, 50 televote points. Another ballad, Switzerland, 0. Other songs they're getting that sounded competitive, getting around 30, 40, 50 points. Italy 97. And then the X Factor ballad, the Polina Gagarina of the year, 297. Delegations are making reclamations to verify televotes. The VRT, the Flemish broadcaster, revealed televote scores. I'm gonna give you the televote datas because we gave 12 points. Our televote gave 12 points to Israel. So I'm gonna share with you. I'm gonna share with you this right here. This image. Can I share it? All right. These are televote numbers from VRT. So you know, right here, 2023 semifinal, 2023 grand final. From all of these shows, the one that was the most watched and most views was 2023, the grand final. Remember 2023, where before the 7th October attack, which was awful. It was a tragedy. Do not start going for me on this. So 129,000 votes, let's say 130,000 votes. 2024, 200,000 votes. This year, 220,000 votes. Also, big difference. Last year, we were in Israel semifinal, 42,000 voters. This year, we were not, 25,000 voters. I'm not going to throw accusations, but this is weird as fuck. And something has to be done by the EBU because this is getting ridiculous. We can't go every single year be at this moment where we're just like, let's not have Israel win. Like we're not rooting for our favorites anymore. I was rooting for my favorite because I love Austria, but a lot of people who did not like Austria were right there just praying for the contest to not die, because as ESC Tom said, it's either Austria wins or the contest dies. Obviously the Jesper, but it was a good song, was in my top 2. I'm not talking really about if it was a good song or not, but is it really, when you listen to this song, is it really a song that screams 297 points from the televote? I think that in a normal year, if it was sent by someone else, this is a song that would get 60, 70 points maybe from the televote, and maybe I'm overestimating it. But like this is getting ridiculous. The EBU has to take action. They're gonna have a meeting in June, the reference group. There are new people are gonna be joining the reference group. I think the new chair is Spanish, from the RTVE. So maybe we're gonna get some new. Maybe some things are going to change. I'm not holding my breath. RTV asked for verifications of the voting system. It seems this is giving me like Azerbaijan from early 2010s. You know, I don't know. This can't keep on going. A lot of people were really close to just quitting the whole thing. And yeah, we cannot just keep on just celebrating the fact that Israel did not win. I think it's getting ridiculous. The EBU has to do something. I'm one who says since a while I think Israel should not be allowed to participate, even let already just on moral grounds compared to political situation. And don't hit me with the Eurovision is non-political. By making Israel participate, it makes the contest political. Just letting them participate makes it political. But when you see that this there was a big ads campaign, ads are not like forbidden in Eurovision, but a government-funded ads campaign with so much money, I think it's ridiculous. The problem is that you can buy the votes no matter what happened. That needs to change. One device, one vote, or maximum 3. I don't know if the one device, one vote thing will change things because, well, if we do one device, one vote, well, they can still buy one vote here, and it will. I don't know. Yeah. Right now, you get people sending 20 votes without watching the show. Like I saw people posting on social medias that they had like SIM cards and sent 80 votes for Israel without listening to the song. That's like ridiculous. And also, Danny Tregelman from Eurovision Hub, I think, said on Blue Sky on about the voting from the start of the show, and I agree with that. It should be abolished. Vote at the end of the show. Let the people just vote for giggles and just come in, vote for the song, and get the fuck out. Let them get through the show. Maybe it will not change a lot, but it will change something. Yeah, I think the EBU has to take action, and I will keep on saying it. I keep on saying it since a while, and I will not change in that. I think it's just getting ridiculous. And yeah, it's too much. It was too close. I mean, when you look at the score, it was actually not close. But when you have the final split screen, like it's it's awful. Yeah. Um. Sorry, I just got a message. We might have a guest arriving in around 15 minutes. So we'll keep on going for that time. Uh, so yeah, I'm gonna talk right now about Austria. Give me a few seconds. All right, so a guest is probably coming in around 15 minutes. The adult ESC voting system different from the junior ESC voting. Yeah, I do not want the junior Eurovision voting system in Eurovision, by the way. Like, I don't like the junior Eurovision voting system. Like, you can vote for your own country. It's kind of ridiculous, but it's junior Eurovision. So now let's talk about. I'm gonna say our Lord and Savior Austria, who saved Eurovision. Thank you, JJ. And honestly, like this is really my personal favorite winner of this century. Like, what happened was good because if Estonia had gotten 2 more points, it wouldn't have been this obvious. Yeah, actually, maybe if they hadn't had like this presence on the split screen for the towards the end for the final result and all, maybe we wouldn't have had that big scare, and maybe like the broadcasters wouldn't have been like, okay, this is too much, let's take action. I don't know if VRT or RUV or like FTBF or other broadcasters. I'm just saying broadcasters' name like that. I don't know if they would have taken these actions otherwise. I mean, yeah, VRT did show a pro-Palestinian message during the broadcast, so they probably would have. But yeah, maybe that scare was necessary. Let's hope it was. Let's hope it was. So Austria, honestly, I think this is perfection does not exist, but this is an almost perfect winner. Like, it's an amazing song, a stunning vocalist. The vocals are out of this world. And honestly, I think it had the best staging of the year. I am so happy that Austria won. And then, okay, we can say it was again a jury winner, winning like the whole contest. But in the current situation of the contest, we need juries to make that happen and not another winner happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it wasn't for the juries, yeah, Israel would have won Eurovision, and we wouldn't be having this live stream right now. So thanks for the juries for this one, and thanks to Austria. And but Austria got a really big televote score, fourth with the televote. It was only 17 points behind Sweden. And now, if we compare to other ballots, I think that's where we see that the difference between this one and France. Like, okay, we talked about France and Switzerland eating each other's votes, but here you had that operatic factor that changed a lot of stuff. I think that made it more impressive. The last 30 seconds with the rave made everything more televote friendly. And the staging, Sergio Jaén already winning Eurovision after we only saw him burst out on the scene with Ireland last year. That's impressive. He's a wonderful staging director. I can't wait to see what he does next. JJ, he's amazing. He's such a fantastic singer. If Estonia and Israel would have the same amount of points, would Estonia be higher? I think Israel would have been still second because of a higher televote score. I don't remember exactly if it's first amount of countries who voted for you or your televote score that is the tiebreaker, but I think it is the televote score that would have been the tiebreaker. But yeah, I'm loving if I had to rank the winners of this current century, this would be my number one. If it's such a great song and performance, what more can I say? I think it's the second year in a row that I predicted the winner. Pretty happy about that. I'm very curious about next year. Will this bring more opera inspired operatic okay, how can I put this song with operatic factors, operatic uh, I don't know, my English is gone, just like my voice. um I think it can open a door. Also, yeah, I just lost my chain of thoughts. I'm pretty tired. So I do think this song winning can open a lot of doors to artists who were thinking that Eurovision was maybe not for them as a platform for the kind of music that it was too poppy and all, but now a ballad with operatic influences. There you go. It's influences that I was looking for. That goes into a rave for the last 30 seconds when Eurovision. I think that's going to do a lot of good for the contest. It is going to do a lot of good for the contest, I believe. So I can't wait to see how Austria will host it. Yeah, pop opera. That's what it's kind of. Yeah, we can put it like that. I'm very curious about Austria's hosting next year. Or I'm wondering about the host city. I'm gonna take a bet on the host city, so now you will know who will not host. So I'm thinking it might be Vienna once again, just like 2014. Me saying that means they're gonna put it in Innsbruck or something. But They did a pretty good job hosting Eurovision 2015. Now I hope they're not gonna set another piano on fire for their host entry, even though I loved that visual. But I think that did kind of hurt their result in 2015. But that was a very good song, The Make Makers. And Austria is a country I really tend to like in Eurovision, so really looking forward to their host entry, their hosting, what's gonna happen during Eurovision 2026. And yeah, a fantastic winner to crown an actual fantastic edition. Like, if we talk about this Eurovision overall, it has been great. The song quality was high, the stagings were great, the hosting were great. The only negative thing was what happened with the televote. That's the only like negative thing I can take from this Eurovision. But apart from it, it was a fantastic edition, and we crowned a great winner. And yet it did not get a televote 12, but listen, if it wasn't for Israel right there, it would have gotten televote 12s. Like someone made some math and said that without Israel, Austria probably would have gotten more than 200 points from the televote. So probably would have had like 460 overall, 470. I'm so happy about that winner. You saw my reaction. I screamed. I, I think it's fantastic. So yeah, we did all of them. Um, I'm gonna now let's speak a little bit about the non-qualifiers. I want to talk a bit quickly because I'm Belgian Moroccan, so I wanted to talk about this. Yeah, semi-final one, Belgium 14th place. I did not expect that, but there's one thing right here that is quite telling for me. Well, you got 1 point from Estonia, 5 from Iceland, 5 from the Netherlands, but it's the 12th from San Marino. Now, to explain one thing, San Marino does not have a televote. They have a jury who decides on the televote score. And the only jury that was in the semifinal gave a 12 to Belgium. So I'm thinking, was Belgium a jury song? With a 50-50 system, would Belgium have qualified? We said a while ago with the guys from Nil Point in our Belgium video that it was a risk to send this song. It might not work out. At the end of the day, we were so sure that it was going to work out, but you said it's still a big risk because it's pretty divisive. You had like a lot of people who loved it, a lot who hated it, and ultimately it just did not click. And it was not like a big fan favorite. That's maybe also a problem in the semifinals. The odds had it high, everyone predicted it because of the staging and all, but it was not a fan favorite from the start. And am I disappointed by this result? Yeah. But I'm mostly proud, honestly. And I'll say it's not my favorite one of my favorite song that did not qualify. So that makes it better. Actually, I want to ask all of you now. What is your favorite song from the non-qualifiers? I'm gonna put like maybe can I do like a sondage right here? Okay. So I'm gonna put like the popular one. All right, let's do a poll. Let's put Australia. Let's put Belgium right there. Let's put Czechia, and I don't know. We can add, yeah. Let's put other. So, what is your favorite non qualifier and you can answer. You can also post a comment about if it's other. And in the meantime, while you are all doing that, I would like to welcome someone very special.
Hey,
Oh my.
hey,
Hey,
how's it
Ole.
going?
Hello, my friend. This is Ole Ringdalen from Eurovision Talk. You probably
Hey,
know
hey.
his YouTube channel. If you don't, I'm gonna post it to you in the chat, and you go subscribe right now.
Oh, thank
Do
you
not
so
stay
much.
in this live if you do not subscribe. Mandatory now. Go subscribe to Ole right now. Let me just find it and post it. How are you doing, my friend? I'm so happy
I'm,
to see
I'm,
you.
it's so happy to see you too. I'm feeling great. I just got back from Oslo, where I've seen the band Ghost, the Swedish rock band Ghost, has performed
Oh,
and ended their European tour. So that helped cure the like post Eurovision depression that you all have because it's. I needed some music. I needed some live music
oh yeah. We all
after all
needed
this.
something.
Yeah.
Uh, I hope you enjoyed the concert. So your favorite non-qualifiers chat? We got Belgium at 40%, Czechia 40%, other at 20%. Um, before I just talked about all the results from all the qualifiers to the grand final. Uh, First of all, Borsan, Serbia. Serbia was your favorite non-qualifier. Oh, that was a great song, Serbia.
Shivers
So,
really great, and so, knows Norwegian, so I really wanted to see him go through. Such a sweet guy, great song, and fun performance.
yeah, and talking about Norwegian, what did you think? What's your feeling towards the result that you got?
So I'm very happy with it. It was uh, better than I expected. Also, getting 18th, I think that was great. The most important thing was to go to the final and be able to have the Norwegian entry on our Constitution Day, and it was a great honor to open the final and just set up the final for a nice. Just started off in a nice way, and I think the running order this year was definitely great, and I think we just had like a great start and a great result.
Yeah, 12 with the televote, very big televote score. That's, but it's a thing with you. Like you underperform a lot with juries, but get very good televote scores. I mean, this was not a very jury song. Like the kind mini flop from the jury was expected, but it was so great to see him get like more than 60 points, and he's so adorable too as a person and as a singer and performer. It's such a joy to see Kyle Alessandro perform.
Yeah, you just want to wish him all the best. And it's like, I'm so proud of him. And he's one of the most, I would say, mature performers that was at Eurovision this year. And he was the youngest. So it's
Yeah,
wild to see how far he's come already. And it's just going to continue to grow. And the future is really bright. So I'm hoping we see him
yeah.
again on the Eurovision stage.
I hope. I think I get vibes from him that he might come back. He seems to really love Eurovision, and
Yeah.
he had previous experience with the Melody Grand Prix. I think he was 2 years ago with Umami Tsunami. I think he
Yeah.
was in that band.
Yeah, and it's so cool to see the evolution there because he got last place in the final there, and here it was like the obvious winner in Melody Grand Prix. It was the only entry we really could send in its current state, and it just got elevated
Yeah,
towards Eurovision. So I'm expecting a lot more from him in Eurovision because this was his big dream, and I think he just wants to continue to do it again and again, and I think we will welcome him with open arms.
yeah. I would love to see him try again in a few years. I mean, we talked about the Melody Grand Prix a little bit a while ago, and I told you that I liked the song, but it was not like my big favorite. In the weeks before Eurovision, and also when seeing the staging, I completely fell in love with the song. I think that after the contest, it's one of my 5 Eurovision songs I listened to the most after the contest,
Oh, nice.
and also just I keep on saying that learning the meaning behind the song I think has really helped me connect with that on a deeper level. And it's so nice that the song has so much meaning to him, and the public gave him back that love. That's
Yeah,
wonderful.
and that's so lovely to see, and it's so important that these stories get told and are able to also be showcased in this manner. And I felt it was nice to see him also during interviews when people were trying to make jokes about Lighter and try to make fun of the entry or just be lighthearted, that he always kept repeating the serious message, so you didn't get confused about what this is about. This was very meaningful for him, and especially performing this while his mother was in the hospital and everything they have been through as a family. It was just extra powerful on the night. And it was nice also to see in Norwegian media. This is the first time in many years where the coverage hasn't been about, are we winning this year? This was just about, are we getting to the final? And then we just
Yeah,
celebrated going to the final. So the pressure was really off him.
that's pretty fantastic. And we got a comment saying Carl might be lucky that Angelina and Lavrans dropped out before Melody Grand Prix. Uh, yeah, maybe, but we will never know if he did or not. But also, you said about questions and making fun, and you made me think of like the turquoise carpet. Did you see the question during the turquoise carpet?
Yeah. Yeah,
That
and that
was,
was something else that was awkward. That was really
I
awkward.
like, just do your research, please. Like, you could just do a quick research and know how much meaning the song has. But I was very happy that he took the opportunity to also say that his mother was cancer free now. That
Yeah.
felt very heartwarming, and it's great that he had such a good result. And he's a bit of a darling of the Euro fans now. Like, people love him and his songs, so it's great for him.
Yeah, and I think also with the comment we got about that he was lucky that Angelina and Laurence wasn't in MGP, I think that might be true also because they would have been big favorites. And then you turn out this MGP was a really open year. This was my favorite either before the actual final, but then you saw the performance and it was like so amazing to see him
Yeah,
win.
elevated.
He was the only one. Yeah, he got so elevated. And I think that Lavrans is showing up next year. I know that the Norwegian delegation are working together with him to create a song. So hopefully it will be the right song.
Okay.
So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, that's actually a very interesting one. Yeah, that drag queen. TMOIM say, yeah, that drag queen is no Tia Kofi. She might have landed the joke. Yeah, and the joke was just very awkward. Like, so now I wanted to ask you, what do you think about our winner in this Eurovision, Austria?
Yeah, I think this is a great winner. I was really unexpected because I told my friends I had this Eurovision party, and when the results have been revealed, I just said I have no clue about Eurovision. I don't know anything about Eurovision anymore because I was predicting it to be Sweden, France, and Finland as the top three, and I thought Austria was out of it, and I was so happy to see JJ win. I think it was a great performance, and I think bit with this type of staging, this is now the Heroes Mons Selmerlöw effect, where I think this is the way we're going now. After Heroes won, the competition changed to these types of stagings. And I think
Yep.
it's just now going to be more cinematic, and you're going to be now going away from focusing on the crowd and the live experience and more about what's the visual identity
Yeah.
and where can we transform you to get you away from the Eurovision for a few couple of minutes.
Yeah, I think Sergio Jaime really is bringing this more focused on what people at home see. Like what he did with Bambi Thug last year was phenomenal with that staging. And also, yeah, about the prediction, I had Austria as a predicted winner, then Sweden and Finland. So we both thought that Finland would be in the top three. We both, and I was saying earlier, did we like, was it more of a bubble thing? Maybe like the parents at home and the casuals were taken off by a song that's more like talking more about sex than anything. Maybe people at home were not like the bubble. It was more of a bubble thing, maybe Finland, which is a shame.
in my opinion, there are a couple of those instances now, like with Belgium, for an example, also being very much Eurovision fandom and not translating to the casual audience. So it's a shocking result in many ways. There's a few very positive surprises, like Italy coming so high, and uh, again the winner, and but there's some weird choices from the jury and the public, where it's like Albania, I thought also was going to be in the running to win, and Albania wasn't in the top five. So I was surprised, but I was my big favorites in this final was Latvia and Iceland, and I was so happy for both, especially Latvia. That was my big win, and seeing them also get second in the semifinal, it's just
Oh,
I'm so proud of them. They're so well deserved.
I'm so happy. Latvia. Oof, it made me think when we did that video about the Latvian national final. We just kept on saying, send Tautomaitas. Send them. We
Yeah,
had to. We got TMOAM who's talking about the immersive staging trend that we were talking about. It says, well, Lorraine Euphoria starting the immersive staging trend. It just took a pause. Fair enough. I would say it
yeah,
was
that's really fair.
Euphoria was before its time in terms of staging. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of that song, but like the performance and that staging was before its time. Like it could be one of the best stagings this year, for example.
Yeah, I
It's
agree,
pretty
and
insane.
it's but it's cool to see how these trends come and go. Because remember, like after Heroes, next year you had Iceland and Russia being like, okay, we're gonna do the same thing, and we're gonna just elevate it, and you just see these fun trends coming. And I think now we're going to a very interesting cinematic era of the
Mm.
Eurovision Song Contest.
Talking about Latvia, the staging for Latvia was phenomenal. It was really phenomenal, that staging. Like,
Yeah, I would say
it,
that was the best staging of the whole contest. That was absolutely fantastic.
I have it at number two for best staging of the contest. But yeah, it's clearly one of the best. My favorite staging of the contest was Austria. Honestly, like these last 30 seconds, I during the semifinal, I did not even notice, but I found myself. I stood up without noticing for myself like that in front of the TV. I was amazed by that live performance, and right after it, I said Austria is winning Eurovision. They had to win. I'm so happy that happened. Um,
And you were absolutely correct.
So we got the results of
Oh,
the poll. So your favorite non-qualifiers people are Belgium and Czechia. Who was your favorite non-qualifier, Ole? We may have lost. We may have lost him. Okay. Your image freezed,
okay.
my friend.
Hey,
Okay,
I
there
was
you go.
frozen.
Okay, you're
Yeah,
back. He's
but
back.
I was about to hear the results. So what was the poll results?
40% Belgium, 40% Czechia, 20% others, the others being Serbia. So, from all the non qualifiers, which one was
Ooh.
your favorite?
Oh, it's difficult. Like in terms of, I really loved Australia. I thought that the Milkshake Man was so much fun, but I was so I was rooting for him. I really wanted to see him go through. One of my favorite songs this year, and I thought it was a fun staging.
It
Um,
was.
and but I wish also, like I understand why Ireland didn't go through. I really wanted to see Emmy and Like a Party go through, but I felt the staging was way too much static. She was just stood still. We needed some more, so I would say like the one I missed the most is going to be either Australia or actually maybe Cyprus. Also, I think Cyprus was very fun. I love this vocal delivery. Who am I? Who am I? I was love
I,
that.
yeah, I have the complete opposite feeling on Cyprus personally. Oh my, I could not stand that one. Bless Theo, even his interview, he seemed so sweet when
Yeah,
Hazel interviewed him. But yeah, I could not stand that one. I'd say,
that's fair. That's fair. But
I'm
but
sorry.
who am I? Love that.
But I think from a perspective of who should have maybe qualified, maybe Belgium, but my favorite song of the non-qualifiers, either Ireland or Czechia. I know
Yeah.
the stagings they did not help. Like I I knew Ireland would not make it. I wishfully predicted Czechia, but then after the live performance, I was like, with that staging, you cannot make it.
Yeah.
But Ireland and Czechia, I love these. I love these two songs so much. I hope Czechia will keep on trying, because they sent a pretty big name and it did not work out. But do something with your stagings. Like, he did not deserve to have a staging like that was so empty.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel uh, like most of like the best ones got through, so I'm very happy overall with the result. Like I think the 10 best went through in the first semifinal. And I was so just like when Latvia went through, I was like, okay, I almost a bit forgot the rest. But I I feel like there was like a really strong year, and I feel like all the acts, even the acts that had songs I didn't like at all, I think still had performances that I can be super proud of and was their artistic vision.
Yeah.
To the most parts, I think overall, like I'm very happy with the this year's staging and the way everything has went. Um, but yeah, I would have loved to see Adonis go through. Also, it's
Yeah.
difficult. It should be more spots in the final. It just like send everybody through.
Yeah.
Just like
Give us more people.
yeah, because also for like the fun of it, like Azerbaijan, because that was such a strange performance that I was like, I
Yeah.
kind of want 200 million people to see this in the final.
Yeah, but that was uncanny. I don't know how I feel about
Yeah,
Azerbaijan's
yeah, that
song.
was very close. That was very close. Like there was some jump scares in that one, but it was a vibe.
They were last, I think, in the semi, 7 points or something.
Yeah, understandably so. I'm like, I
Understandably.
wonder, I wonder who voted for it. That's the thing. But
But let me tell you right now. And I this year I made the choice of not covering Azerbaijan, but 7 points from San Marino. That's it.
that's okay. Oh, so they didn't even get televotes.
Yeah, that's a jury.
That's
That's a
the
jury.
that's the experts, guys. That's the
Yeah,
experts.
but
Oh.
but like San Marino's jury gave 12 to Belgium. So I'm wondering if Belgium was more of a jury song than televote.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's a few where you're like you just want them to get to the final. Like I think with Latvia also, as we talked about in our original coverage of it, it was like the biggest struggle is going to be the semifinal, which ended up not being a struggle at all. But it was more a jury song, and I think Belgium also was that because they saw the vision, and I think people got distracted by it
Yeah.
as in the casual audience. And he felt, although I was very impressed, and since I knew him from before, I wanted him to succeed, but I felt it became a bit too anonymous, and that's strange when there was like a million of him on the stage.
Wow.
So there was something with the lights and just like all the different figures that just I felt became anonymous.
Well, that's pretty interesting. I personally loved every factor of the staging, but okay. Uh, so you thought it was like uh, too. We didn't like get Rod Sebastian really.
Yeah,
But
I feel like because there's in theory nothing wrong with the staging. I also thought it was super impressive, but I felt like based on the reactions I saw of others that he became a bit too anonymous. Like other acts, they really connected through the camera, whereas he was doing a very like incredible, massive performance. But it became more about the performance than who is he, even though he
too,
had a lot of different versions of himself. But
too
uh,
disconnected.
yeah, but it's not bad at all. It's just I don't think that's what gets a televote going when they don't relate to the artist in a way.
All right. That's a very interesting point. That's TMOM. It said the lack of strobe lights in the staging stands out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did not get enough strobe lights.
We need more.
Maybe
We need more.
maybe it's good for epileptic people that we did not have that much as much strobe lights as we did in the national final.
Yeah, that's a
But
good point.
there were so many on the national final. But we were talking about Latvia. I'm so surprised. Maybe not. so surprised, but that the difference between their final televote and their semi-final televote, like
Mm.
the difference is huge. I think maybe because more less casuals vote in the semifinals, it's more like the Euro fans, and I'm like, I saw a lot of passion for that song in the fandom, and we were also a lot of people were scared that it would not make it. So maybe the Euro fans just really pushed it through, and then in the final with the casuals and all, it felt maybe a bit flat. That's the only reason that I can maybe find to explain this dissonance. But yeah, the semifinal televotes, it's just so weird the difference this year. Like it's really really weird.
Yeah, I get your point there. It's I think for example, just to use myself an example, like I voted for Sweden in the final, but I didn't vote for Sweden in the semifinal because I was like, there's no way we're
Yeah.
not getting Bada to go through. And I think you might then end up voting for songs you're more unsure about. So you skip out on voting for Finland and the other acts, and you just vote for less secure
Yeah.
acts. That might be one thing. But yeah, it's strange to see like the how big the difference really is.
Right. With multiple other songs, we got a bit of a difference, but none that was that big. But yeah, ultimately, they got their left side of the scoreboard result.
Yeah, and that's it's so great to see, and I think it's interesting also to see in terms of like the backings we see with the televote here, where every single song that goes through has a big televote backing. Every single act gets a televote backing, and the only ones that the crowd didn't respond to were pre-qualified from Switzerland and the UK. So it's you have this weird setting now where the points are really spread out because you have people voting for everything because everything has been the fan favorites of enough people
Mm.
to go through, and that's the only way we get there.
And that also explains why we get more jury winners winning the whole. I
Yeah,
think the fact that we have 100% televote, like you lose some jury bait songs, and
yeah,
then so juries they focus on less songs, so these songs get more points. And if they're strong enough to have some televote backing, like Switzerland last year, like Sweden 2 years ago, like Austria this year, then they managed to win it all. So, and it's I don't think it's coincidence that since we introduced 100% televote system in the semifinals, we only got jury winners winning Eurovision since then.
yeah. It's a really good point because it's now this year, although it was a bit more open in terms of like, okay, the jury gave us a few more options. It was just that the people didn't really respond to some of those options. Like they didn't respond to Switzerland, surprisingly. Uh, but it was like a lot of acts that could have won, but since it's so spread out, you end up having like the. It seems like for the next couple of years, unless things change, it's either going to be the jury's favorite winning, or it's going to be Israel winning in the sense
Yeah,
of like because it's such a focused televote.
mm,
And then there's surprises here. Like I was really pleasantly surprised by Estonia,
yeah,
but
he did
that
great.
it's so great. And I didn't really I enjoyed the song, but I didn't like get the hype until the semifinal. Because I was like I didn't see the vision or get fully immersed into it, and then it was just like this is brilliant. And I think it's so cool to see a song like that without any props can do so
Yeah,
well. But that moment where it was just 1 point behind Israel, I was like, I was like, whoa, what? Okay, what's going on? This is a different year.
like and, I'm thinking if the EBU did the right thing and had banned Israel before Eurovision, would have Estonia gotten enough televotes to be closer to Austria? I don't think it would have won. I think Austria was too far ahead. But we would have had Estonia as a televote winner. And
True.
that's insane. I love
Yeah,
the song, but that's
yeah. I did not predict that at all, and it's what I think is interesting also with the discourse we're having now since the final because of Israel winning the televote. it would have been so different had Estonia gotten 2 more points. Because then the discussion would have been more of, oh, the jury is sabotaging the public yet again, and that would be the discourse. So it's interesting to see how much those 2 points matter, because the conversation now will be completely different.
Yeah, TMOIM on the chat made the exact same point
Oh,
earlier.
nice.
Where they said that we wouldn't have had the same discussion if Estonia got the second place. So maybe it's a good thing that Israel got second place, because it got us in that urgency state that, okay, we have to do something. And if Estonia was second, we would have again had the jury versus televotes kind of debate, which wouldn't have gotten us any better than we are at right now. And yeah, I mean, when you look at the televote, you're like, how seriously can we take it right now? Obviously, you can take it very seriously, but you're seeing what's happening and some scores, and you're like, okay, this, it does not make sense. Like Israel's televote, like so many ballots got dropped by the televote. You get Israel hitting almost 300. That does not make sense. But yeah, we know that. I talked about the numbers that VRT released earlier about the voting, if you saw them.
Yeah.
So, and that's since last year. It's starting to happen. So let's hope the EBU does something. I'm not gonna hold my breath, but let's just hope they do.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how the discussions will go, because what it seems like now, and I like the fact that the EBU are they're having a bigger conversation now than last year. I felt like they wanted to just like not speak much on it. I think it's nice that they're talking about it, and what seems to be something based on what they're saying is that the rules have been broken, which means I think the rules has to change. It's like, if
Yeah.
these are the rules and governments can be involved, no matter what country. Like if the Norwegian government did the same thing for our song and pushed it in that manner, that would still be
No.
problematic in terms of, because here everybody's supposed to be equal, and San Marino is not going to be able to have the same type of backing, or Moldova when they come back. So it's important that we play equally.
Yeah, but rules have to change. Gotta take action about Israel's participation. I'm very curious about what's gonna happen out of the reference group meeting. I think it's happening in June, so we might have more informations by then. So let's hope we get something interesting out of it. One last word about Estonia. The jury score. I mean, I love that song, but like the vocals, they were not good. Let's be honest. So how how did it get the top 10 from the juries? I don't know. I can get why people are mad that this one did so good with the juries and Albania did not, even though I love Estonia. It's in my top 10. I think it got a bigger televote score than Sweden, for example, because people are like, they laughed out. I saw my dad laughed out loud at his dance, at the way he was dancing. So he came across as very likable during his performance, and he made fun of himself, kinda, and of Eurovision. And I think that was people loved that. I think that's a big reason. But the jury score, I have a hard time understanding.
But I think the jury on that one, I'm very pleased with the jury, because I think they did the absolute correct decision, and it could even have put it higher, because what we see now in terms of the streaming and attention this song got, there's clearly like this musical quality here as well, where this is like the most popular song that I think still on streaming on Spotify, for example. I think that's the highest rated song
Yeah, I
overall.
think. Yeah,
So they
was that in
saw the
Italy though?
like in terms of current like daily streams at the moment, because overall it's like it's Sweden and Italy being at the top.
Okay.
But the daily streams, Tommy is just like, he's crushing it now, and I think the jury then actually saw that appeal, and I think that's actually impressive, and it shows that they did their job. Although I was also surprised at first, but I think that was just like such a great example of, okay, you know what, the jury, they know what's up at times. They although I'm more shocked by like Albania and those
Yeah,
countries not
that
going
surprises
higher.
me. Yeah,
But
Albania. I mean, I never thought Albania could win, but I thought they would get like 10th with the jury, fifth. They got fifth with the televote, something like that, and maybe they could try to get into the top five. But that jury score, it's a bit of a shame, I think.
yeah, and that's where there's certain songs like with Albania where it's just like this is supposed to be the way where the music professionals come in and like helps the song, and they helped certain songs like with Latvia, but
Yeah,
and Italy. But it's strange that the public has to be the one pushing it when the juries should see its musical quality and the public should just want to have fun and try to find the song they like the most. And that's where you find expertise, not with the jury. So it's strange. I think it's getting better, but it's also it's a weird system, and I think the jury still overall has too much power, but that we need to wait a bit with changing the
yeah.
percentage they get.
We need to keep. A few years ago, I was like maybe diminish the jury's power, but now with the whole Israel thing with the televote and all, we kind of need them to be at 50-50. Anduali tells us, since I'm from Estonia, it's still hard to believe that we did so well. I think Tommy's performance stands out well, easy to remember, catchy chorus. It was the easier chorus to remember. That's also a thing. Like, it's 6 words. Mi amore, espresso macchiato, por favore. All over and over again.
And it's
So
brilliant.
it's very catchy, it stays in your head, and it's easy to remember. That's, as you said, pretty brilliant.
Yeah, and it's surprising that like a pleasant surprise to see it do so well. Well, also it just makes sense because that was the one performance I think everybody, every generation could enjoy and find something fun about. So I think that was like a performance that really connected people, and I would not have expected saying that 3 weeks ago, but I'm so happy it did.
Yeah, I think I predicted it to be eighth, so top three. That's, and also as Underwood tells us, he's a well-known artist, so the name, it helped. We kind of should have seen that coming. Like, I was a bit thrown off by the early running order, but now that we vote since the start of the grand final, maybe having an early running order does not hurt anymore. Even though I do not like the whole thing of voting since the start of the semi, it makes these manipulations of people just coming in, selling 20 votes, leaving. It makes it easier.
Have
So
you seen this changes? And I at my Eurovision party, we had people who maxed out their votes really early on, and like when after Lithuania's performance, we had two people at my party who then maxed out 20 votes to Lithuania, which is like this is not going to be topped, and they
great stuff.
still really like loved the performances coming after, but it was like then they already spent their votes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's something to it's interesting to see the change, and it's interesting that the top two with the televote was song 3 and 4.
Yeah, what would you prefer? What do you prefer? Voting after every song performs, or voting from the start? What's the system you
It's
prefer?
so it's so what the EBU are saying is that it doesn't really like that impact the overall result. So in that sense, I'm like I like that you have the option to vote earlier, because then countries that like Luxembourg, for example, has the chance to then gather some points early, and also
Mm.
those who are not able to stay until all the songs have been performed, like kids, for example, are able to like give a vote and be a part of that experience and see the artist say hi on the app and stuff.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I like it. But for me, I always wait till the end. I always wait until we get the recap, although I know what I'm voting, just in case something changes in my mind. So I'm still going to be voting at the end no matter what. And I think maybe that's a more fair system, but I like the community feel of it being open early.
Yeah, I do think it influences the results, though. By the way, we were talking about Lithuania, and Dueli here tells us that they are born in Lithuania
Oh, cool.
while being Estonian. It should feel great to have two countries with excellent Eurovision entries in the same year. That's fantastic. But I do think this it changes the results in the way that you get a lot of people who will just come in, send 20 votes for a country, and then just leave without really giving a chance to other songs. Maybe they would still do that after if we go back to voting after everyone performed. But I do think that giving a chance to everyone to perform first is more fair. So I don't know. It seems a bit more fair to me.
Yeah, so it's just based on like the reports they are coming with, where it seems that it doesn't impact the overall as much. Again, that needs to be, of course, that's going to be investigated now and looked into. But I think it helps out eliminate the factor of having a bad running order. I think
Yeah.
next year it's not going to be the same talk of that's a bad running order. Again, seeing as the top two this year was song 3 and 4.
Agreed. And last year, Ukraine was second of the televote, or third of the televote, while being the second song to perform.
Mm.
So that's also pretty interesting. Um, well, do you have any other results that kind of surprised you this year that you wanted to talk more about?
So it's not based on the results, but I think everybody can agree like I okay, so I'm going to say it in a different way because I'm not going to put it up against the winner, but I think in terms of interval acts, I want to say that the Karia and Baby Lasagna battle is one of the best I've seen. And although it's difficult to compare it to, for an example, Glow from 2010, because it's a
Mm-hmm.
much different type of show, I think this is
Yeah.
maybe my favorite interval act. It was just absolutely brilliant and staged perfectly. And I think it was so nice to have the people's favorite come in and just have the party of a lifetime. It was really,
Yeah,
really
it was
cool.
so much fun. So much fun. I agree with that. I personally preferred as an interval act Nemo's interval act. I thought it was beautiful. Their
And Nemo was also
performance
beautiful.
was their performance was so touching. I did not know they had released that song, so it made me discover it, and I kept on listening to it since then. It's a beautiful song, and what an artist they are. They're so freaking good.
Yeah, they are amazing.
Um,
As also as the host, I think also the hosts were amazing this year.
Hazel.
Uh, yeah, icon. It's gonna be one of the like talked about as one of the fan favorites for decades in terms of hosting.
Yeah,
Such an excellent job. And just quickly while we're on the topic of hosting, I really hope Conchita is hosting next year
I hope so too.
because Conchita hosting in Luxembourg, the national selection there was so much fun.
Yeah.
So please, that would be really. I'm up for that.
She was extremely funny, and there was I think that moment in the Luxembourg national final that was hilarious with her, and there were two fans that were asking each other to marry or something. That was
Yeah, the
in the
proposal.
Luxembourg national final. That was such a sweet moment, and Conchita was hilarious there. She's probably a great host. Apparently, JJ is interested in hosting.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm up for
That would
that.
and a lot of people say they would like Caesar Samson. So
Ooh,
let's
nice.
imagine right now. I don't think it will happen, but let's imagine hosting with Conchita, JJ, and Caesar Samson.
That's a great trio right there. And if they're not hosting, I'm just saying, like, putting a little song together, being a little entry, it's gonna do better than the host entry last time. So I
Exactly.
want that trio to do at least something together, and I would love for that to be hosting Eurovision.
Yeah, and like we had this year in the Eurovision channel, they posted a duet of Conchita and JJ doing the mashup of Wasted Love and Rise Like a Phoenix. I need that on the big stage. I need them to do that next year because that was so beautiful. The harmonies are out of this world.
Yeah,
Give me that as an interval act this year. Just give me that as an interval act.
Oh, it's gonna be brilliant, and it's so much to look forward to with next season, and especially like with the music trends we're seeing now. And as we're talking about, as you say, with like the hosting and what we can see in terms of interval acts, I think Eurovision is in a great place musically. I think there was especially also like Italy coming so high, and just like some new countries being in the running at the top, like Estonia. I think that was really important for this contest. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what comes up next.
Yeah, I'm the only little thing that disturbs me is like for Israel's the problem with Israel, but apart from that, it was a fabulous edition. It was it felt good. After what happened in Malmö last year, it really felt good. What happened? And yeah, there was that huge scare at the end that almost killed us all. I remember the state you were in when I sent you the message. You were quite shaken. I remember. I was sweating. If you see my reaction video, I was sweating when they were announcing. My dad, I was like, I was telling my dad, I'm sweating. He was like, I see you from here. I see that you're sweating from there. Like, it scared us so much. But apart from that, it's one of my favorite editions in a while. I think I only disliked in the final. I only disliked one song, and I was very happy that that song qualified. It's Malta. I was not a big fan of the song, but I was so happy that they made it because, you know, Malta's televote records, qualification record, and
Yeah,
Miriana is fantastic. She's fantastic, whether it's as a human being or as a performer. So I love this edition. I really loved.
yeah, and it was so awesome to see the artists coming together, also leading up to it, and just all the fun and love surrounding the event. And then it's important to look towards, okay, what do we do in the future? Because it's a difficult thing with the EBU, because I understand that Eurovision is not the priority of the EBU. They want to conserve, they want to have free press in as many countries as possible, and ideally you would have every country in the world be a part of this, because then you can secure free press and
Obviously.
also a show where it's uninterrupted, it's uncensored for all these hours, and no matter what, you can say what you want before and after, but those hours, they are, everybody sees the same thing. So it's
Yeah.
going to be some important discussions, and I think securing free press, of course, is more important than Eurovision. But at the same time, it's like there needs to be talks, and we see different countries have very different ideas about what they want for the future of the contest. So it's interesting to see what the future will bring, and hopefully, it's a solution that everybody or most people will be happy with, because you can't
Let's
please
hope so.
everybody.
Yeah, let's hope so. We'll know more about it in June. It's been 2 hours and 37
Yeah.
minutes. I've almost lost my voice. And do you want to say a last thing before we wrap up?
Uh, yeah, keep the Eurovision spirit alive. I think what brings us together, of course, is getting these performances also from countries. For me personally, like for example, Ukraine, where it's you get these stories where they fight the whole year just to be able to exist and tell their stories on that stage. And I think no matter what state Eurovision and EBU is in, it's important to showcase these artists and give this platform, because it really connects the world. And I'm hoping that we see a lot of returning countries next year. But
Yeah.
no matter what happens with the contest, I think these stories are important that get told, and I hope they will continue to be told in this manner for many, many years to come.
That's a great note. I'm gonna end this last stream of the season by just saying thank you so much to all of you. It has been such a crazy year for my channel. Like having JJ on the channel, giving the greeting message, having all these videos that got to the 1,000 views, reaching more than 300 subscribers. These streams during the Eurovision, during the rehearsals, I never enjoyed myself this much in this channel, and that's because all of you were always there in these streams, always two or three of us just talking, having this great time, enjoying the contest. You all made it so freaking special. I promised to myself that I would not cry during the
Mm.
stream, but just thank you so much, everyone, and it was a wonderful season. I'm so honored that I could spend it with all of you, and we'll see each other next season. We'll keep on seeing each other for some Eurovision news weekly, but mostly next season. And yeah, thank you so much. I'm gonna start weeping right now. I'm gonna end the stream.
No, but thank you for everything you do and all the content that you made and the community you built. It's a wonderful community, and that's thanks to you and how wonderful you are.
Thank you, Ole. Love you so much. And thank you, Borsen. Thank you, Anduwali. Thank you, GM Kerver. And well, I will see all of you in another video on Blue Sky or Instagram. All the links are in the description below. You all know that. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye bye.